Hello, everybody. Happy Friday. Ooh, this has been a long week. And welcome to everybody that catches this on the replay. Hey, Alice. Hey, hey. Speak to me as you come in, as I speak to you. I hope you guys had a great week and you're having a great Friday. Hey, Lonnie. Hey, Leonard. Paul. Hey. Hey Danielle, happy Friday, sis. We gotta talk about Trump for a few minutes. Hey Kelly, hey Glenda, hey Sarah. Good to see each and every one of you this Friday. We gonna hop on real quick and it probably won't be too long. We hope it's not gonna be, but there are a few things we got to talk about over here. Hey Shelly. What is going on, guys? Man. Good to see you guys. Hey, Coco JB. Lynn, good to see you. Hey, Shelly. I said your name already, girl. I done shouted you out a few times. Hey, Alice again. Yeah. Yes, it's been a long week, you know. I've been so busy this week with hearings and stuff, and I've been wanting to come on. So I said, let me hurry up and come on. I know the Job Nation, they come on today. So listen, girl, you know we have to talk about Whitehead. After first, I think we're going to talk about Trump, about basically almost trying to blow the country up by keeping this defense material that came out. That's what they went to go. They being the FBI went to take from his home. Yes. Please, guys, yes, please hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed, you guys, please subscribe. Share with your friends, share with your family. Let them know we have a good old time over here. I know the last live was real lit. It was real lit. We had a good time with Darius. I got a lot of emails from people that were not very happy with the Darius Cooks comments that we all made, apparently. They basically said I don't really know the whole story, so I shouldn't even talked about it. I'm like, oh, okay. But we all did see that hearing, right? You cannot take away from the humor in that hearing. So everybody is going to try to sway their facts to fit them in their purpose. We all know that. I know that as an attorney that that's what people do. So everyone will always think I don't know the facts. Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, so sweet. Listen, you said opinions are always going to take place. No worries. Yeah, you can't please everybody all of the time. I think it was more the jury was pretty unanimous when it came to Darius Cooks and watching that hearing. So thank you so much. Thank you. It's our platform. This is a place for all of us to talk about all things legal. Whatever's on your mind. And I answered the emails and I talked to a lot of people through email, but it was like, ma'am, I don't like the way that you talked about Darius Cooks. I was like, oh, okay, well, oh. Yeah, I have my sister is the exact same way. Her laugh is like that. I can go into court and people will say, I knew you were in here because you were laughing. I heard your laugh down the hallway. So we have this kind of laugh that people will talk about. It's pretty loud. I guess it's probably a little irritating, but it's distinct. So when I go places, people know that I'm there because of my laugh. Thank you. I try, Kelly. I try. I definitely try. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I need all the encouragement I can get. I'm not used to a lot of this vlogging stuff. People like, I'm not used to the beefing. I'm not used to, I've had two or three fake pages where people insinuated I wasn't a real attorney, or um they don't like the way I talk, or they don't like the way I present myself. And yeah, I've gotten a lot of criticism, but it's like, whatever, dude, we're doing it for fun. Like, loosen up a little bit. To go get a whole fake page to tell me that is just ridiculous to me. Oh Lord, I'm sure whatever you said doesn't compare to some of the other stuff being said about Darius. It's all I don't even say stuff like, I honestly didn't even say much about him. I just talked about the hearing, and I said my focus was on the hearing because all I had was hearsay. He gives his side of the story, she gives her side of the story. And Darius's argument is this lady came 5 years later to get on the bandwagon when it was all of the Darius hate going on. That's his rendition. She says because of how he put her name out there, she was being stalked and harassed. So I mean, what the truth is usually someplace in the middle. I'm not either or, but that hearing was hilarious. That's all I'm saying. And we wanted to see, we were able to see in live and living color what happens when you want to be so famous and be on Instagram and be on Facebook all the time. We were able to see that. Hey, I'm good. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. That, yes, I just presented the facts. I'm just, I didn't say who was right, who was wrong. I just know the hearing ended where he lost. So it was, we had the best time on that live. It was great. I wanted you guys to see a hearing. You guys can be the jury, because I think a lot of attorneys don't realize when we pick juries, we know they're juries of our peers. So it's your neighbor, it's the person down the street. So honestly, a lot of your comments and stuff when it comes to some of these cases, they help me because I have to do what's called voir dire, which is jury selection. So it's going to be just a regular citizen. You might get, of course, attorneys on there every now and then, but attorneys usually get kicked off the jury immediately. They don't want us on there. So this is very, very beneficial because I get to see how a person that is not legally trained per se, how they think. That is very intriguing to me. One of the best parts of trial is to get to know people and how they look at certain situations. So I love it. I love it. Just throw some of the comments. Seriously. I mean, he did it to himself. I couldn't do it. What was I going to do? I mean, seriously. But yeah, let's talk about Donald Trump. So, just to catch you guys up, if you guys haven't heard already, we all know that Donald Trump's home was searched, where there was a search warrant to get certain items out of his home. So before you do a search warrant, you probably heard Bishop Whitehead talk about it when he talks about his illegal incarceration. You have to do an application for a warrant, right? And in that application, you have to put the factual basis for why you believe that this information that you're seeking is in the locations of which you're trying to get a warrant to enter. So what's interesting about Trump's case is Trump was subpoenaed, from my understanding, to turn over all this information, and he basically ignored the subpoena, and or he turned over what he wanted to turn over and kept what he wanted to keep. So a lot of the news media, they filed what's called a motion to intervene. And when you file a motion to intervene, you're trying to get in the case because you say that you have a common interest in the case, a common interest in the outcome, which media, they reported to us as citizens. The judge allowed them to intervene in the case. And what they wanted was the actual application. the media wanted to see specifically what information did you guys have that you want Trump, that you want to go and search his house. Now, the FBI, of course, we don't want to know who the agents are. We're not supposed to know. Most of them are undercover. So they don't want it unsealed because they feel like it's going to implicate certain people. People aren't going to want to testify. They might be intimidated. We all see it. We see that people, they'll say they protect you, but sometimes people come up missing. And so they don't want, they feel like it's going to somehow threaten the investigation. So they've been fighting in court. So ultimately, I believe it was yesterday, the judge said that there isn't a reason to keep the entire application or the affidavit for the warrant under seal, but they're going to release part of it. So they've been kind of doing it. I guess they're sifting through it to figure it out, because I didn't see if anything was released. The only thing I saw was yesterday they released partial. So I was going to show you guys what was released. So you said get the, yes, that's pretty much what they did. Everybody as a citizen, you can do a freedom of information under the Freedom of Information Act. Some people call it FOIA. I've seen it, but it's basically every citizen, you have the right to request certain documents. Sometimes they deny you, sometimes they grant it, sometimes they partially deny and partially grant it. But yes, love those FOIA requests. I actually have to sue a lot of times for FOIA, because a lot of times they do not want to give it to you. Let me see if we can find this affidavit here. Hey, LaFrance, good to see you. Good to see you. I hope you had a good day. Okay. So if you guys can see this, this was just unsealed yesterday. And what's interesting about this application for a warrant, and this was by telephone or other electronic means, the basis for their search is evidence of a crime, contraband, fruits of crime, or order or other items illegally presented. So that's what they have down as their reasoning. And it's willful retention of national defense information. That's the one that made me get a little nervous. Concealment or removal of government records, obstruction of federal investigation. I want you guys to see this and to look. Oh, it's not showing up on here. Can you guys see it? Were you able to see it? Let me know if you were able to see it, because it kind of blacked out on my screen, so I didn't know if you could see it or not. Okay, let me see. Oh, Lord. Trump might be messing with my stuff, so none of this stuff is coming. But yeah, it basically said that the reasoning was a defense, uh he had defense material. So security material that can obviously affect us in the United States. So that was one of the reasons. So it kind of shows that Trump was the target of it, because, there's other people that's in Mar-a-Lago. You could think that it's other people that are the target. But I think it gives us a sense that he was pretty much the target of this whole entire thing. Okay. Listen, right. I'm sorry you guys couldn't see it. I don't know why I went blank like that. I've never had that happen. That's interesting. And let me see if I could try it again. Nope, I can't even see it coming up on here. But yeah. So that's what's going on with Trump. So we're sitting back. I was talking to Danny, and we're sitting back waiting to see when the rest of it's unsealed, because then we'll be able to see exactly what he is accused of, depending on how much they choose to redact. Because I'm sure it's going to be redacted. It may be heavily redacted. You said you hope they truly. Listen, I don't know. He has so much going on, because there's the issues in Georgia. You have the issues in New York. You said, I think one of his kids is the mole, probably Ivanka. It has to be somebody close, because how would they really know what you took, or what are all the documents that you took? So yeah, I believe it was somebody close to him, and people are definitely scared of him, for sure, for sure. So just switching gears a little bit, how many of you seen the video of, and I wanted to play that too, I'm gonna have to show it because I don't want, of Sparkle. So we all know that R. Kelly is on trial in Chicago for all of the sex crimes that he's accused of. And remember, back in the day, he was acquitted because the main witness, which was Sparkle's niece, did not show up. Well, now she says she's an adult and she is going to show up now. And so that's what she did. And when she testified, Sparkle basically says she was lying, because she somewhat sounds like she implicated Sparkle and said she was a part of it, like a lot of people said. A lot of people also talk about R. Kelly's ex-wife Drea, because we're like, well, how are you in the house and you don't see anything? How are you in the house but you didn't know that he was doing all this stuff these people are accusing him of doing it? So okay, let's see. R. Kelly did it. I said what I said. Okay, OJ did it too. All right, Miss Renee. Hey y'all. You said no more chocolate factory 12. Like, I don't know. He still got women sending him money. He had like $27,000 in commissary. So somebody's sending him money. Then his girlfriend that he had, apparently she froze her eggs, and or she had her eggs up somewhere in his sperm, and so she's saying she pregnant by him. So listen, he still got it going on, I guess. Okay, so this is what Sparkle said about this. So I'm gonna try to just hold it to the camera, since apparently I feel like my have my phone here because I have notes that I want to make sure that I say everything that I want to say today. Um, and forgive the bolting of the jets. Thing done, y'all. Oh, we're Lord. Trying to get this thing done. The bishop always taking over. Wait a minute. Hey, y'all, it's Sparkle. Okay, let's try this again. I have my phone here because I have notes that I want to make sure that I say everything that I want to say today. And forgive the bolting of the jets overhead. We have the air water show here. I want to put a few things in context. I'm letting those who really know, support, and love me know that this is a family feud. Yesterday was a day I didn't think I'd ever see. Nevertheless, at this point, I'm pretty much prepared for anything. After I learned my niece was cooperating with the investigators, I prayed and I thanked God. Also, I did some thinking, as I often do, throughout this whole process. Asked myself, if I were them, what could be said that legitimately make this make sense and spare them from crazy? My answer is nothing. Knowing that there's no right answer to explain their ongoing actions and years of support for Robert once learning about that tape, the clear plan is to try to take me down because I've been so vocal.
I knew that there was some anger and resentment because of my stance, which is why I'm like, okay, they're going to handle it their way, and I'm going to handle it my way. And I was thinking, one day, my niece will be older and we'll have a real heart-to-heart conversation. And there's no expiration on this concept, but I'm very clear that day ain't close.
What is this music in the background?
Candidly, to her, it looks like betrayal of her mother. But now being an adult, I was hoping she was closer to being more independent thinking at this point. Yesterday, my niece she absolutely doing the will of her mom. This is another form of the terrible decision making of her mom. And in my opinion, the unfortunate continuing allegiance to Robert. As the youngest of the group, and all I've ever known was family and community. So I operated from that space from the beginning of my career by bringing them in to show them that it was not just about me, but about us getting this record deal that I was about to get. We were a gospel group just years prior, so me thinking about them for them was partly programmed in me. All I knew. Again, because Robert was given the opportunity to have his own imprint record label, I introduced my sister, my brother-in-law, and my niece to Robert at CRC Studios in '97 in hopes of landing my niece a career as an artist in this industry. Not a concert, as she testified. I didn't stop there. I asked Robert to check out my brother-in-law, who played the guitar, and other family members in hopes he'd assist them with their musical careers as well. I'm saying this again to say not all that you heard yesterday from my niece is true. I don't want to hinder this legal process, I don't, but to testify that I had my niece sit on Robert's lap and rub his head and have her ask him to be her godfather is an absolute fucking lie. You all cannot imagine the hurt that comes from pain caused by the people that you live and are willing to die for. Another lie. Robert and I were never in a romantic relationship. Never. To show you sabotage is a highly priority within them. If Robert and I were in a romantic relationship, you and your mom was cool allowing you to start a relationship with him? Again, no right answers for their actions. This journey of mine, I started with the greatest of intentions, and all I've gotten from it is hell. This is not how we were raised, and it has fucked up family names, relationships, and death, allegedly. Enough is enough. I've endured being not believed before, so my niece's false statements don't bother me as much as her mindset and willingness to tell the lies. I'm certain it's from her mom. Certain. But she's now old enough to start bearing some level of responsibility of her actions. I love her more than life itself. So this is all I'm going to say regarding her and her mother, unless I have to.
So first of all, Miss Sparkle, I'm gonna have to say this, and I see all your comments. You could have gave us a little bit of context because half of us were not in court, so we didn't know what you were talking about. You start out just generally talking about who all you introduced to R. Kelly, and then finally you get to the nitty gritty, which was about 10 seconds, that she advised the court when she was on the stand that Sparkle is the one that introduced her to R. Kelly, and also almost, it sounds like she testified as if she may be the reasoning why she started talking to R. Kelly in that fashion. Like she almost pushed her to talk to him, and by saying rub his head and all of that and sit on his lap. So the niece basically said I was in a relationship with R. Kelly underage because of my aunt. Is pretty much generally her testimony is what it sounds like. The bottom line is this, lady. I don't know what is up with Sparkle. Are you testifying for the defense? Or are, like you say in there that the mom, which is your niece's aunt, and her are still cheerleading for R. Kelly, but it sounds like she testified against R. Kelly, and she said that was her in the video they played. They had that video that was going around years ago, and now she identified that that was her at that young age getting urinated on, basically. So now you come out here with this pitiful video. We don't even know what you're talking about for the first 4 minutes out of the five. And then say, well, I know people don't believe me nowhere. No, we really don't. And the reason why we don't believe you for real, and I'm going to look at your comments in a few seconds. The reason why we don't really believe it, well, that's just me. I'm just speaking for myself. You guys can say whether you believe it or not. R. Kelly's MO was, and I'm saying this from knowledge. Let's just say that I'm from Detroit. I know a whole lot that has to do with the information with Aaliyah. So, as being a Detroiter, Aaliyah and I were pretty much the same age. Aaliyah was one you might have ran into at the mall. Like she went to Detroit. It's an arts academy that's downtown Detroit that most people that want to be artists and musicians go to in the city of Detroit. I was in high school. When R. Kelly used to come here, he used to come play basketball at the high school that I was at the time. It's a couple of times they shut down the gym for him to play basketball. He would go to her school and watch her. Now, her family or her uncle is the one that kind of introduced her to him. These family members are always introducing these younger girls to R. Kelly. That has been the pattern and practice of R. Kelly since back in the day. That is known. So for you to try, it's almost like now you coming on that Surviving R. Kelly series. You did that because you didn't want people to think you had anything to do with it. Because whether you did it intentionally or unintentionally, most of it's grown-ups that have introduced these kids. Just like I think these parents should be just as liable. You sign over. R. Kelly was no dummy. He made these parents oftentimes sign over guardianship papers, so he became their guardian, so he could snatch them up, take them to all these different states or whatnot because they were underage and they needed to be in school. And then he promises all these careers, but nobody gets a career. But nobody's liable but R. Kelly. Like, no, he really is like has an issue. He has an issue. So I'm gonna go through some of these comments. See, I don't even talk about R. Kelly like that because listen, this has been like a part of everybody's life pretty much in Detroit since the 90s. So you see it and you're just like, everybody knew that he was messing with Aaliyah. That was not a secret. He came here to mess with Aaliyah. And Aaliyah is the one that broke that situation off. So I have to give her that. She tried to break that situation off on more than one occasion. Okay, so I'm off my tirade about that. Let me see. I was wondering how she ended up pregnant and he's in jail. Oh, you must be talking about the girlfriend. Yeah, I guess she did IVF. Yes. Sparkle needs to take several seats, one of which should be next to R. Kelly at the We have our comment of the hour. But she looking all pitiful, like, why do all these people become the victim? Just don't say anything. Just don't say anything. Because I would feel bad even if I unknowingly put my niece in harm's way. And that's not to say whether yay or nay, but if you keep your eyes open, there's no way that you allow your daughter I don't let my daughter sit on, I don't even care if it's my daddy. She don't sit on no grown man's lap, period. You train them at a young age that that's not acceptable. Sparkle had to know R. Kelly's MO. A lot of people say that. Like, how do you just keep saying, I believe on Surviving R. Kelly, she said that she did not know. Like she said all the time she never saw it. I don't understand how nobody sees anything. Nobody sees anything? Like never? And I'm not saying it's not any liars out there, because I know when I did defense work, there were women that would get mad at you. It was one case I had, and I always say from the neighborhood to Hollywood. It was one case that I had where the guy didn't want to be with the mom anymore. And because he didn't want to be with the mom anymore, he had the daughter, who was 15, go file a police report and say that he had touched her and was trying to rape her while she was laying on the couch. And the daughter, actually, the daughter and the mom went through with this, all because your feelings are hurt because this man didn't want to be with you. This was probably 7 years ago. He called in tears and in shambles. I'm like, well, we're not going to plead to it if that's the case. We go to court, we get to court, a lot of stuff happens, go through the process. He ends up they drop the charges. This man to this day, everybody still carries a piece of paper to show that it was dismissed because he works with kids, so it affected his livelihood. So I know that some people do try to take advantage of the system for their own selfish means. So when I say that I'm on both sides, I really am, because I've seen it on both sides. But come on, like with R. Kelly, I'm going to say it's some of them that ain't lying. But I do believe that a lot of these women, the parents help poach them. And when you teenagers, you have to look, we had crushes on older men when we were teenagers, but we weren't able to be in contact with these people. Like these parents were allowing them to actually have contact with this grown man. I'm behind on the comments. You said Robert was trapped in the closet for 500 chapters. Listen, you said a lot of people enabled a predator. Yes. And I'm not even saying that R. Kelly does not have a problem, because clearly you have a problem. Clearly. But when you guys, if you seen Surviving R. Kelly, did you guys see that he talked to older women too? It wasn't even just younger ones. It was a DJ. She was around his age. It was his wife. She used to be his dancer. That's how R. Kelly met her. So I know she saw a whole lot. She was his dancer before she became his girlfriend and eventual wife that he kept secret for years. Nobody even knew that he was married to her. You said, how could they not know about R. Kelly, Emma? I guess if you turn a blind eye, I don't know. I don't know. Damn Control was why she talking. He was grooming people in his songs and nobody saw it. Yeah, call yourself the Pied Piper. Like we all just were sitting back. AJ, and then writing for Aaliyah. AJ ain't nothing but a number. Yeah, he was. He definitely was. I'm real old school. You said it's called selective vision. Folks see what they want to see, and if it affects the pockets, they become blind. Well, that's why you have all of these associates of R. Kelly that are being implicated or were implicated, and so now they're snitching, like they're taking deals. Like, yeah, I was the one that went and said, okay, you, even though they knew they were 16 or whatnot at these concerts. It's sad. No, listen, no, she never dropped the charges. It was just found our on the case that I had, our sex crime, our SVU here, the detectives, like after presenting enough evidence, they knew that she was lying. It was the most horrendous thing. You know what I'm saying? It was like, people really do that because your relationship don't work out. Like, you know how many people are out here that you guys could be kicking it with? I never understood that. Yes. And that's it, Alice. They don't get fake victims do affect real, because I don't, and I probably should not be this way. I'm not gonna say that to be honest, I don't just jump on the bandwagon when people say certain things, and that's why. Because I've seen it both ways. Like, I want to hear, like, wait a minute. And it's bad that I have to be that way, but I've seen somebody's life destroyed, and I see that their life still is destroyed. But I've also seen people's lives destroyed when people don't believe them. A lot of mental health issues because of that. There's a lot of implications and repercussions. You can't have real relationships with people. You I mean, you have struggles. You have struggles with even being intimate with people. Like, there's a lot of backlash that occurs from that. And people don't understand that. Let me get through these comments. When I was about, my ex lied on her male best friend and said he tried to rape her. Truth was that they messed around and she didn't want me to find out. Yep. And that sounds like when I was in high school, there was a girl and I was cool with her. And she did that to this guy. He's my Facebook friend because he mentioned it a couple of years ago because I was one of the ones that believed him. So she was a Jehovah Witness, and you know how Jehovah Witnesses, you got to be straight and narrow. She got pregnant. And because she got pregnant, she didn't want to lie on the guy that got her pregnant that went to our school because she really liked him. So she just randomly picked a dude from our school. And the police came, they arrested him. I remember like it was yesterday, and it was well over 20 years ago. They arrested him in front of his grandmother. His grandmother was like elderly. They arrested him, took him to jail. And then finally, after a while, she had to admit that she lied. She was just scared because she was pregnant and blah, blah, blah. But it ruined his life. And he mentioned it like 2 years ago. A lot of people from our school said they never remembered it. I knew him, so I remembered it like it was yesterday. They treated the principal, teachers, all of them treated him bad because she lied and said that he was getting dragged, and he really aired that out on Facebook a few years ago. Like, that really ruined his life. And that arrest, that you were arrested for rape, and this man hadn't even talked to this girl. You just go randomly pick somebody. So during one of those interviews, Sparkle stated that she came to the studio. Her niece was already there, and she asked her, "What are you doing here?" And her niece stated her mom dropped her off. See what I'm saying? I wonder whether Sparkle was a victim who just decided not to speak out. Her tunnel vision is too narrow for me. Yeah, she seems a bit today. She seemed that video. She seemed a little off, unless it was just me. It was like, were you sedated to do the video? She just seemed a bit little lucid. I don't know. He can't read who was filling out the paperwork. Yeah, that is true. He has a lot of lawyers. He has a lot of lawyers. I know a couple of the lawyers that he's had. Um, you feel like they should still get time. A lot of people say that. Hey, Serena. Yeah. And I hate to be that way. I know it sounds bad, but see, that's why, I always say prosecutors have tunnel vision like that. Like, that's why you have so many wrongful convictions. They hear one story, it sounds good enough, the person seems credible, they present well, they seem like they're going to present well in front of a jury, and they just go hard, to get that W under their belt. And it's like, but you end up wrong. And that's what causes a lot of wrongful convictions as well, that I talk about a lot. Y'all, please hit the like button. Thank you. You said one of the guys I went to school with got accused of rape. He spent 6 months in jail until she told the truth because she didn't want her father to know she was sleeping with a black guy. Yep. And imagine how much that happened back in the day when you weren't supposed to have interracial couples. How many men ended up going to prison or being on death row for something like rape? Because rape carries sentencing like murder. Yeah. Yep. A random dude. Yes, y'all. Please hit the thank you so much, Alice. Parents. But you know what? These parents, they see something for their kid. They want their kid to be a celebrity. We're going to talk about the bishop in a minute, so we know what lengths are you willing to go to be a celebrity? What length are you willing to go to be in the spotlight? And a lot of these parents are willing to do that for their kids. like a sacrifice. They discredited every woman that came forward and said Bill Cosby did something to them. I have mixed feelings about some of the stuff with Bill Cosby because I did watch his documentary. I do believe, like, don't be drugging me. Like, give me, don't take away my choice. Don't take away my choice. I don't, that's not cool. But I do have an issue with the women that 2 weeks later you called them back, or he called you and you guys met up with them, or like you feel like you were drugged, but the next day you show up for your acting career to be on the Cosby Show. That's almost like, to me, prostitution. Like, quid pro quo, and now you're not happy with the outcome because you have to get away from me. If you did that to me, we can't kick it anymore, period. I don't care. And people were putting careers and money before their safety, or careers and money before, like, just, I'm gonna speak out. Because just imagine if people spoke out for real back then, would Cosby had those many people that have come forward? You could have saved other people. I have an issue with people that say, well, because, oh yeah, I went back and I worked with him 3 more times. Like, what? I just think that's crazy to me. That I can't wrap my head around that. That's been my issue with the Cosby situation. I know he got out on the technicality. He got out because he only did the deposition testimony, which pretty much put the nail in the coffin for the second trial, because he knew that that wouldn't be used against him, and the judge allowed it to be used against him. Yes, y'all, got to get my subscribers up. Hey, Ali. Emmett Till is dead because of that. Yes, yes, yes. You said the false accuser should get the same time the accused would have gotten, but they don't. Like, they'll have filing a false police report is supposed to be a crime, but how many people do you know that actually have it happen to? How often do they pursue it? So you agree, LaFrance? No. Yep. 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 So that's Sparkle. So how many people, I couldn't tell how many people believe what Sparkle just said in her 5 minute video, that her niece lied and that she didn't have a relationship with R. Kelly. And she also said that she never pushed or encouraged her niece to have physical contact with R. Kelly. I'm just curious to see what the jury has to say. You said my sister filed a false police report and nothing happened to her. Yeah. And it definitely ruins lives. You don't believe none of it. We got none of it. You said, okay, you don't believe. You said, I believe the plane's flying over her house. Okay, that's the second comment of the hour. I don't believe Sparkle. It's a no for me. Okay. Sparkle don't have any takers. No. Alice said, no, no way, Jose. He said, no more, me more deliberation. Okay. That's fair. You'll be a good juror. You don't just jump to conclusions when you hear one side. Okay. Says she's trying to save face. Sparkle lied. I don't believe her. Her demeanor to me was just interesting on that video. I think I would have just not said anything. But I guess she's concerned that people are reporting it because they're probably in the courtroom, because I'm sure the public can come in and watch. Media is going to be there, of course, and then people are going to get the transcript. You said you saw the planes. I don't believe any of it. Maybe she got new music coming out, like someone said earlier. Okay. So on the same note, how many believe that D.L. Hughley should fight Bishop Whitehead? So that's the next topic that we're gonna talk about today. Our good Bishop Lamar Whitehead apparently went on DL Hughley's show, and DL Hughley was not playing around with him like all those other people did. So we know on the other shows, the other radio shows, they kind of just let him talk and they never like called him out. Well, it sounds like DL Hughley had other plans. And so he told him, I don't feel sorry for you that your church got robbed, allegedly. This is what Bishop Whitehead said. He said, that's like a robber getting robbed. That's what he said. So Bishop Whitehead has been on a tirade. He did about 4 videos that I've seen where he's challenged DL Hughley to a celebrity boxing match. You said DL should let his son. Oh God. Yes. You said Whitehead is stretching his fits. Man, it's 30 minutes now, cool. And we helping him. I ain't even gonna lie. We up here helping him stretch out his 30 minutes of fame. He definitely finds a way to stay in our stay on our YouTube channel. But DL Hughley though is not responding to it. And I was like, I wouldn't respond to it either because you want a celebrity match. But where is the celebrity at? Like, you're not even a celebrity, sir. You are not a celebrity at all. So why are you trying to be in a celebrity match? You said no violence. Does that even make sense? Like, I'm a bishop, but I'm worried. And what really triggers me about this is, how do you owe all these people? I've seen the judgments. Now, I'm not even talking about pending lawsuits. I'm talking about the ones where you have a judgment against you. How do you just say I can get my people to put $1 million on the table while you riding in your Rolls Royce and you owe all these people? I just don't even understand that concept. Are you not clearly you can't have too many items in your name because people will put liens on your property. So you're not like scared that the feds are gonna say clearly it got to be some tax evasion or something. You just not scared. You just out here. I'm put $1 million over here on this fight, and I'm gonna put $25,000 on the kids for cookies. Yes, he offered $1 million. That's crazy to me. Listen. You know how I would be. That Detroit would come out of me. That 7 Mile would come out of me so fast. I would literally be at every spot he said he was at. You gonna be at Cookies? I'm sorry, kids, but we gonna have to put all these backpacks back because he owed me $90,000 or he owed me $100,000. I just couldn't even imagine it. That's why when that robbery happened, I thought it was somebody he owed. I never thought it was fake. I just thought it was somebody he owed money to. DL responded and said for Whitehead to keep his money, he's gonna need it for bail. He said he put up $1 million. Meanwhile, his church is a hole in the wall storefront. Make it make sense. Right. I don't understand it. I don't even understand it. Well, the thing is, DL like called him out for what he thought it was. He wasn't trying to be politically correct. He just was like, dude, I don't believe you. And yeah, I don't feel sorry for you. I think you had something to do with it. And then the promoters, of course, for celebrity boxing, that's how they make their money. Of course, they're gonna try to go ahead and say, yeah, let's go ahead. We're gonna call you out, DL. You need to man up.
We're trying to get this thing done. You know what happened? Through hands, man. We ain't have. Oh, there you go. He here. There we go. Hold on. Boom. Hold on. Yeah. Hold on. But now we got the whole crew for celebrity boxing. All right, we on the popping now, y'all. Yeah, I just put him on. He should be popping. There you go. All right.
What's up? How are you?
All right, so let's reintroduce yourselves.
Yeah. The owner, CEO of Celebrity Boxing. Partner of Celebrity Boxing. Get it.
Rodney. Yeah. I hear what he said.
Got that big ring on.
I said, can you go inside because we can't hear you?
Yeah, hold on. Is that better?
Yeah, much better.
Good. Sorry about that. I was roaming around trying to take care of business and had the emergency because I heard people want some smoke. So I had to get up on here.
It's on. It has to happen.
Yeah, so all we gotta do right now is wait for his return to say he wants to smoke. And if he wants to smoke, we'll put smoke together. Make a fire. In the name of Jesus.
Listen to this.
Listen. DL, little man Hugo, right? Him and his big mouth, right? You know what I mean? And there we go. That's it. You know,
man. DL, they're waiting for you in the gloves. I got them ready. I'm going to the gym. Let's go. Make this happen, DL. Come on. The bishop has said yes. Rodney's there. Let's get this.
The bishop says. The bishop didn't like what you said. You know, I didn't actually hear what he said, but he didn't like it. And he wants to settle it. And real men selling shit in the ring. In the name of Jesus. And my man Bishop said, he will knock you out in the name of Jesus.
Now listen, I only have one request. All right? 50 Cent has to be the referee. All right? 50 Cent, I'm gonna reach out. He got to be the referee. All right? He has to be the referee on it.
Hold on. Watch this. Look, somebody just texted me.
What did it say? We can't read it. It's backwards.
I got DL Yuli.
Let's go.
Alize just texted me.
Let's go. Right. So did he confirm?
Let's see. Let's just talk. Let's do our business here. Let me talk to Alize and see if he can make it happen.
Well, listen, I'm already putting it out there. I'm gonna have my people reach out to him. And at the end of the day, this is fun, y'all. This is a sport. It's boxing, y'all. It's boxing. I don't like what D.L. Hughley said about me and my church. I feel some type of way. So if I feel some type of way and he feels some type of way, then therefore we should put on gloves and have some fun. And have some fun.
Yo, this is gonna be good. This could be good.
DL, I'm telling you.
Who's gonna train you, Bishop?
Who's gonna train me? I don't know. You know, I got Zab, I got Floyd, I got a few of my friends, man. I got one guy inbox was like, yo, man, Roy Jones want to train you. I've been getting. I might have them all come in the corner. Because, like I said, we're gonna do this for a good cause. And listen, we don't want this in Vegas. I want it at the Barclays Center, Brooklyn, right? I want it in Brooklyn, right? That's what I want. I want it in Brooklyn. So let's talk to DL Little Man Hughley, y'all. You know, and if he doesn't accept, if he cannot talk about nobody else, all you have to do is say, well, why didn't you say that to the pastor? You know, why are you talking like that to me? Right? So I want to have fun, y'all. You know, everybody wants me to be all tight and all bent out of shape. And everybody want to say, oh, you're supposed to be a man of God. I'm still a man of God.
Sure.
I'm still a man of God. I still preach.
You know, I think you're still a man of God because you're doing it in the right way. You're not, running up in his house. You're going to do it professionally inside of a gym with gloves, referee, everybody there. So it's done properly. So that's right. That's a great way to do it. That's the right way to do it.
That's it. I have no animosity. DL Little Man Hughley, no animosity. If you wouldn't have been running your mouth and made me feel some type of way about how you talked about my church and how you talked about me, then you wouldn't even be here. But you are disrespectful. You are just disrespectful. Then I started to get inboxes. They were telling me how he was disrespectful to Kanye West, and he was just disrespectful. So on one of my shoes, I might put Kanye. Everybody he disrespected, I want to write their name on my boxing shoes. Everybody he disrespected,
you hear
I want to
that?
write their name. So when I tap dance on his face, because I'm telling you, he's not going to survive. That's why he's afraid. But I don't want to talk too much because I don't want to scare him.
So are you a professional boxer? Did you box in the past or the street box?
No. I'm just me. I'm just me.
Okay, it's all I ask.
And listen, if he wants me to fight with one hand, just to get him in the ring,
check him out.
Fight him with one hand.
Whoa, you ain't gonna do that. You ain't gonna do that, man. Stop it.
I'm so serious. I can only throw one hand.
Wow, yo, you gotta take that.
if he wants that, I will only fight with one hand. I will only throw one hand. That's it.
Listen, I'm reaching.
You're going in and out, brother. You're going in and out. I don't know what happened.
We're gonna talk to my guy Alice today.
You're going in and out, bro. You're going in and out, David.
Sorry. Well, I'll get right back to you, okay?
All right. So listen, man.
DL. That's the phone right now.
All right. So make sure. Let's get in contact with DL. Y'all stay tuned because we're doing this for a good cause, y'all. DL Hugh got a big mouth. There you go. DL Hugh got a big mouth, and we're gonna do this for a good charitable cause right here at the Barclays Center, right? DL, please don't get scared now. You was popping all that stuff and talking, and then you all under the shade room talking all this crazy stuff. No problem. Let's get in the ring in about 2 months. Right? Let's make it an event. Let's make it a nice event. Let's make it a charitable event. Let's bring out all the people, all the celebrities. Let's bring everybody out and everybody donate to a charitable cause. And let's have fun. Let's enjoy ourselves because I'm going to have fun with you, DL. So listen, DL, if you really need me to only use one hand, all right? I'm saying it on a record. If you say, Bishop, you can only use one hand, I'm gonna only use one hand.
No, I mean that wouldn't be fair for two men. Two men gotta use both hands. I mean, he's a grown man, so he can use both hands.
But the way he acting, he don't act like a man. So I understand if he asks me to use one hand.
Well, listen,
wow.
As soon as we come up with a deal, we're halfway there. You have already agreed. Now we just gotta see if DL steps up, and I'm gonna find him calling Alice now.
All right, y'all. So listen, stay tuned. We'll be back as soon as so I'll come back on later on tonight. And let me tell y'all something. For the people that say that they don't understand me, don't try to understand me, right? If I can bring awareness to the protection of churches, right? Because nobody should be running in the houses of worship with guns. And that's what this is all about. It's going to be about Jesus, right? Period, point blank. Jesus Christ, right? I want to have Jesus' name in the center of the ring. I'm gonna have gospel singers. I want to have it all there. I want to have it all there so we can electrify and let everybody know that it's about Jesus. Because when I drop DL Hughley, right, both of my gloves are gonna say Jesus Christ, and it's gonna say, and my shorts are gonna say the Holy Spirit, right? Literally. So that's what it's gonna say. Jesus Christ, Holy Spirit. Okay. So the Bible says, I just want to let y'all know, I'm going to bring 10 scriptures in the Bible that says I'm anointed to lay hands. That's what the Bible says, that I'm anointed to lay hands. So you take it how you want to take it, all right? Because I'm going to lay these hands on Mr. D.L. Hughley, right? You ain't going to talk about my church, and you ain't going to talk about me like that. That's just what it is, right? And anybody that knows me, they know how I give it up. They know I changed my life. They know that I'm just blocking people, y'all. Every time somebody says something, I block them. So I just want everybody to know that this is just me. I'm not no punk. I'm not a pastor that's a punk. Period, point blank. So that's why them punks had to go inside of my church when they know that, we here for peace. I'm always outside. But yet they want to disturb and distort the name of God, which I can't wait for the police to catch them so they could do their time, right? They do their time. And I'm praying for them. And I'm going to pray for them. I ain't got no hate, no malice to them or towards them. But yet, at the end of the day, they have to suffer the consequences to their actions. And D.L. Hughley, for you saying to me that you justified their robbery because you said that I was flashy and you want to justify something wrong, well, now you got to step inside the ring, or you're going to show the world that you's a punk. That's what you are. And that's what I called you on your radio station. I called you a punk. That's what. So now, step up. Don't step. He tried to tell me on his radio station, I'm not a boxer. I said, I'm not a boxer either. Boom. We're not boxers. All right? So at the end of the day, it's a sport. At the end of the day, it's a sport. That's what it is.
You gotta make this happen. 3, 2, 1, right?
All right.
Only 3? Well, I only need 1. I only need 1, but it's all right.
Yeah, we never a long time, but one DL, let's go. We're gonna make this happen.
All right, y'all. So look, I'll talk to y'all in a few minutes. Y'all hit me on the text. Let me know what's going on. They reaching out to DL Hughley, so we're gonna see if DL Hughley accepts y'all, or if he just a stone cold sucker.
Bye tonight.
Peace.
All right, y'all.
Bishop Asia, come get your man, sis. Like, he out here wild. This makes no sense to me at all. That's why I had to let you guys see this conversation with the promoters. These promoters are doing their job. Like, if I'm a promoter, I'm gonna be, yeah, go ahead. DL, come on, he called you out. I'm gonna do it too. You know how much money that'll probably generate? All the people that don't like the bishop, how much money that would generate. But if I was DL, I wouldn't even acknowledge it, because he wants that. You're making him relevant if you go ahead and allow this. This is straight clout chasing. Yes, go away. He can't go away. He ain't even answered that complaint yet. I looked again today. I'm like, are you going to answer Miss Pauline Anderson's complaint anytime soon? It still says partial participation. Your part has not participated, but you out here calling people out for fights. Oh my goodness. Like, something is really wrong. Then he was on a live, I think, earlier that I caught when he was talking about this again. Somebody asked him, who is your overseer? He said, Jesus. He said, Jesus is his overseer. Because everybody's like, you don't have anybody sitting you down and telling you to be quiet. Then you say you can call Floyd Mayweather to come train you to box. What are you talking about, sir? What are you even talking about? Man, listen, but we watched you on videotape, and this is no shade. You got on the ground before anybody told you to. You lay out before anybody. You was like, all right. As soon as you saw them come in the door, you were already laying on the ground before they. You probably was taking your jewelry off, handing it to them before they even asked for it. You told them you had that chain on you, probably. But you want to box somebody, and then all these people around the world have dragged you, but you want to pick DL Hughley. Why? Why do you pick DL Hughley? Crazy. Listen, he like there. I wanted to come get the cover and cover his legs like he fell out in prayer. Like, that's how he was looking. That's how he was looking when it happened. And you like everybody laughing, saying nobody thinks robbery is funny, especially now when it comes to your wife and kid that don't have anything to do with that. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's laughing about that. But you're out here acting so. I'm from Brooklyn. But you look like you was about to pee on yourself, though. That's all I'm saying. I said the same thing. I'm like, I'll fight him. I feel you. I'm like, shoot, you said $1 million, and then he made it like it's a charity, because he's kind of, if you pay attention to his wording, first he said, I'll put $1 million up, then he said, my team will. So he's saying he has people around him that's willing to put this money up. And then we're going to say that it's for charity. Because, if you get $1 million, say you win, we know this is evidence and receipts that you had the money to pay these judgments. Man, listen, I'm not even going to fake the funk. If they really had a fight, I'll be in that mug. I'll be sitting up there. I'll be live right here on YouTube, like standing here with Bishop Whitehead. Marjorie Douglas, Larry Reed is now in hiding regarding Whitehead. What you mean, Coralie? I probably missed one of the comments you were talking about. Could you please, Corley, let us know what you're referring to? I might have missed the original comment. It sounds like to me he's allegedly cleaning those dollars, if you know what I mean. I know what you mean. You said that's a scammer. He's doing video after video and tagging them and then tagging the shade room. So the shade room did post a snippet of it. But I guess he was dying out because he wasn't trending this last week. So I guess he said, listen, I got to get my trending back up so people will talk to me. He is the gift that keeps on giving. And every time he talks, I'm going to be right here talking about him. All of these name dropping he's doing. Has any of these celebrities spoke out on his behalf in his defense? The only celebrities that I've seen were when he goes to those celebrity basketball games. He's been to a few concerts. He's been to a couple of spots where celebrities were, and he kind of got them to talk on his live. But no, I haven't really seen any real. You said the gift that makes you sick. No, every time you think that I'm like, oh, he's kind of quiet. Maybe somebody told him he should be quiet. He comes out and he does something else every single time. Okay, let's see. You said Larry has not spoken out about Whitehead since Whitehead threatened to sue regarding defamation. Why? I think, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. Larry responded to the FBI allegations and the defamation almost immediately after Whitehead, like the same night, if I recall correctly. You guys could correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm almost positive that he responded to the whole FBI and defamation allegation. You said he probably got better things to do. The fake. Listen. Okay, he did. Yeah, I'm like, I thought he did respond. I see things a little late. You know, I very, very seldom catch lives, but I'm gonna catch Jives live, who comes on in a few minutes, I believe. So I head on over there in that direction. You said that's not true. He just recently posted about Whitehead. Okay. All right, blessed, booked, and busy. You better name yourself. You better claim it. Blessed, booked, and busy. All that, all that. May everyone on here be blessed, booked, and busy. Blessed, booked, and busy. Yes, Larry's keeping quiet because he has talked to the FBI. I was kind of shocked that even the FBI's information, I don't know. I'm just going to stay over here, mind my business, and watch and see what's happening in the corner. You want to hear his take? You know, Larry probably not thinking about this boxing match. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Listen, we claiming it. Blessed, booked. Everybody on here is blessed, booked, and busy. Blessed, booked, and busy. Listen. All right, y'all. I hope you guys had a great week. I just wanted to catch up with you guys on those 3 topics on R. Kelly and Sparkle. For those that missed it, make sure you catch the replay. We talked about Donald Trump. I tried to put the affidavit up, but apparently the devil said no. So I'll probably do a separate video and put up all the documents. But he wasn't going to stop me from talking about all these people and showing the videos and the document that I had. And we don't speak on these. It's infamous. Oh, God. Y'all hit the like button on your way out if you haven't done so already. Please subscribe. I love each and every one of you, and I pray God's covering over you. You guys have a great and fabulous weekend. Thank you so much, LaFrance. Thank you, Elise. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, y'all. I'm going to holler at you guys next time.